Hello. Hello, friends. Today we are going to discuss here MMG 403 Enterprises Resource Planning here. Here you will find that there is something about here. There are some questions here. You must be find here. There are some here units are here, and those units must be found here. And those are the units here. There are 12 units here. Introduction to Enterprise Resource Planning, first unit. Then second is ERP. Then third is ERP and MRP. Then next is that is of here. Third one is ERP MRP. Then risk in implementation. Unit 5 is business process. Unit 6 is ERP solution. Then unit 7 is here, that is of ERP implementation of life cycle. Then you will find here, here is the unit 1 here, introduction to enterprise resource planning. And here there are some unit objectives, and you will find here there are some unit objectives are also here. Here the current scenario of globalized economy, mm, and continuous increasing competitive environment creates strong requirement to achieve total business solutions, including suppliers and customers also. And now are the days of organization want to predict and exceed the expectations of customers in the form of quality, time, service, efficiency, and availability of that enterprise resource planning here. ERP is a class of business organization programming. Routinely, a suite facilitated applications that application can use to be assembled, store, direct, interpret data from various business also. Here it also shows ERP shows the core business process as integrated view with a common database manage computer program called database management system DBMS here. Then the main objective of ERP is to maintain the stream of real-time data to help in decision making. Then ERP helps the customers also and analyze to manage monetary investment also there. There is, you will find here figure number 1, business integration with ERP. It is a business integration with ERP. Then it aims to connect the customers and suppliers along with all the departments of organization, integrating customers resource management, that is CRP, and supply resource management, that is SRM here. Then here you will find that the Oracle EBS unit objectives are here. Understanding fundamental, then knowledge about characteristic, advantage of ERP, know-how of challenges also here. There are functional modules in ERP here, consist of the multi-mode applications controlled by the single common database. Figure 1 here it shows the module of sub modules of SAP are 3 here also. Then you will find here there are some tables are here. Table 1 ERP modules and sources SAP model 2012 here. First is material management, then second is sales and distribution, third is production management planning, and then fourth is plant maintenance PM, then fifth is controlling CO, then sixth is customer service CS, and seventh is quality, and eighth is finance, ninth is human resource management, that is HR here. Then you will find there are some, each model ERP makes care of that particular segment by integrating them into the other departments. Following are the some of the key points of important ERP modules here. Here is the first one is that is the self model defined in the table here. It is control the selling as well as distribution of product or services to customers, business partners. It includes the inquiry about the products, quotations, orders, and delivery, billing, etc. Here the second is the purchase model integrates here the sales order and procurement of material also. Third is the production planning module includes the activities of material requirement planning here. Then it is a figure given to you here, that is R3 integrated solution, client servers and open systems also here. Then you will find that the data is control collected from the all departments by finance module, and it prepares the essential documents showing the reports such as balance sheet, financial statement, the general ledger. Regardless of association measures, this adaptable module works well in monetary circumstances. It is likewise useful to get ongoing money related position organization in the showcase also. Then the human resource models improves the work process and data management in the HR department. There it contains the data right from the hiring to its hiring from to its retiring with the others administrative activities. Here is the third point is that is the history and evolution of ERP. During the middle age of 1970s, MRP turned into basic idea manufacturing administration in organization. The mainstream concept during this period was BOM here. Then which is the list of parts of the managing the purchase order and its idea of order stock administration is unfurled to plant and staff planning and planning of circulation called MRP second in the midst of 1980 also here. Here the resource planning ERP, which is currently changed into ERP. Now here is the figure number 1.3 evolution of ERP is given here. And you will find that in inventory management and control in 1960 is basically a concept of warehouse management also. With the effective combination of business process in information technology, IT, replacement of material inventory control are the major concerns of this practice in MRP concept during the 1970s. Scheduling of production prepared with the application and application of software along with the lot sizing inventory status, which is extended to MRP here also. Then you will find that there are some points of here also given, that is of ERP is multimodal application with the single and common database integrates also. Here there is a future of supply chain management. You will find that the future of basically ERP characteristics are divided into three main categories shown in the following figure number 1 for characteristics of ERP here. Here ERP, that is three subdivisions are there: technical, organizational, and informational. Then next is technical has two subdivisions: adaptability and openness. Organizational has here 5 subdivisions, that is integration, completeness, homogenization, transversality, and best practice. Informational has 2 subdivisions here: real time and simultaneous. Here, adaptability means ERP is very flexible to adopt various requirements of particular organization, and also it is easy to connect with other industrial software also. The second point is that is of here is openness or modularity. modularity here. ERP shown connection with the interference with any functional model and also with the CRM or SCM in the executive system. And then it is easy to attach and detach modules as per requirement in ERP also. Then there is also point here that is of the point here are also given here, that is here the third point is integration. ERP is a transaction processing system which interconnects the various functions, also organization process, then hierarchical levels to decision making. Then fourth point is completeness. ERP has global functionality with its wide range of functions which are applied to various types of organization in various countries with various languages also. There is fifth point of homogenization. Here ERP system provides unique data throughout the organization within uniformity in human machine interfaces also. As the data is unique and real time, it leads to better system of administration also. Then there is sixth point is that is transferly or process oriented view. It means the ERP enterprise resource planning system is mainly designed to achieve goals of business process and to create the value of good will be for organization rather than authority flows also. There is seventh point that is of best practices here. ERP system represent the integration of best business practices which can be implemented globally and any upgradation in process can be easily won. Here, there easily added in ERP which maintains the best practices in organization and reduce operational cost also. Then there is 8 point here is real time. Here, ERP system shows the real-time data changes directly into the online database. Data entered once from one place is available online for all users, which helps in better decision also here and making the analysis of the process also here. There is ninth point is that is of simulation or simulation. ERP allows to conduct various simulations activities of business process also. Then there is next point is of there are some myths of ERP and those myths are here. Job opportunity is reduced. Then only top management is responsible. It is difficult to implement and maintain. Then ERP is only for managers and decision makers. Then ERP is main purpose is to just impress and impress the customers. And the next one is ERP will take care of everything. ERP do not require any other expenses and returns of investment is instant with ERP. These are some myths here. But there are also some advantages of ERP, and those advantages are here given. That is, it provides the complete visibility of business process. It also smooth transaction of data and information between different departments also. Here it leads to the single and unified reporting system. No individual ERP software is required for all departments since single ERP covers all departments here. Then extended ERP prompts business intelligence that can give general bits of knowledge to business process also. Then there is next advantage is that is the web-based tracking and processing gives e-commerce integration. Then there is also various models are available to satisfy various requirements globally here. So these are some advantages of ERP. Then there are some points of the ERP. Next point advantage is ERP model is in practice, so it is easy to attach and detach models also. It facilitates centralized storage of company data. Then it is easy integration is there also. Then AG integration with other systems of organization through the application programming interface API here. Then there are some points here. It will be seen that there is at the end of each unit you are given here the summary here also. In the summary is here, that is here basically enterprise asset arranging business process. Then second is in the section of compromise presentation ERP. Then there are some key concepts here. Enterprise resource planning. Then second, these are some exercises also there are. Then there is unit number 2 here, that is implementation, ERP implementation here. And there are some objects of this unit are here given, that is introduction. Then it shows the core business process integrated view of the common data to be managed by the computer programming called database management system DBMS. Main objective of ERP is to keep the stream of real-time data to help in the decision making. It also helps the support and analyze to manage the monitor inventory, supply chain, human resource, and finance also. There are some unit objectives are given here, and those are here given. That is of know about the methodology, then about various challenges, understand the basic architecture here. Integration of process of using here the using ERP as discussed earlier here. ERP system integrates all the departments, organizations with single database which leads to the various benefits also here. Here, discuss here, there is some points are here about the implemented properly and in the legacy system in order to place customers travels between different departments manually and step-by-step manners, which requires lots of in encryption and description at different department results in the chances of order delay or error in order data following. Here figure number 1.5 shows the legacy system and ERP system. Here legacy system and ERP system, those are given here, the figures are here. As shown in the above figure, before the implementation of ERP system, Department of Finance and HR and Operations have single stand of computers and data is transferred manually between them. But after ERP, they all are interconnected and data is available at all departments instantly as soon as the order are also there. Then there is also next point is of ERP technology and architecture here. ERP system has the following main drivers are here. First is that is data warehousing. Then second point is OLAP, that means online analytical processing. Then third is OLAP, online transaction processing, and fourth is data mining here. These are the four main drivers here, four drivers here. Data warehouse and data mining are important to ERP system as they make system intelligent also. Here, enterprise with the memory is provided by data warehouse and intelligent enterprise is achieved by the data mining here. Data warehouse provides the known facts and the real-time data in proper order, and data in warehouse can be any of the following here also there. Then there are some points of the time variant integrated, non-volatile, subject oriented. So these are the some points are so here. Then there is the data warehouse is capable here to make small data packages from large data set available from multiple sources also. Data mining works on the data here warehouse. Some of the key application of the data mining are as under here. There are some applications of data mining given here in table number 1, 2 here. The first one is area. In the first column, you will find that there are the five names here: service provider, retail, e-commerce, supermarket, and crime agency. Then application of this is made here: service providers, data churning, collect billing information, and web widgets, also website widget. Then detail, it takes to the application of for the market analysis. E-commerce need to provide cross-sells and upsells through the website. Then supermarket, it comprises compressed data about the customers also here. Then the crime agency, it also applies to spot trends across the myriads of the data here. Day-to-day operational activities of business is supported by online transactions. Then there are some processing systems, that is OLTP. On the other hand, online analytical processing, that means here OLAP system, OLAP, online, other hand online analytical processing. Its system provides the real-time information to the organization, which supports in accurate decision making to achieve competitive advantages also. Here is the figure is shown to you here in analytical. Here following is the figure shown here, the basic architecture of ERP system here. Here that is in the first column here, data warehouse is given there. In the second here is legacy system. Then under that there is a online analytical process, that is OLAP here. Here in the next square, that is bolt of application. Then here the core functions, online transactions processing, OLTP here. Then there are sales, then business planning, then shop floor control and logistics. These are some points here. And at the next point is that is operational database. General architecture of here ERP is given. It is known as multi-tier client service based on ERP architecture here. Then the next point is that is in the expensive term here. A customer will get here as an element that makes the demand to serve for service also here. Then you will find that there are some points of the here. These two entities are connected by the third entity called network here. For example, here it is the architecture of SAP R3. Software has laid out here, and it is the software of here. It is also given here. And for example, here SAP 3 software has three layers are there here: database layer, application layer, and third is that is a presentation layer. Here, presentation layer interface with the end user. It is responsible for the accepting the input from user by user interface also. Here also that is the point. Following are some of the main here components of this layer, that is presentation layer. User input, then second is data input output, and third one is rendering user interface here. Then this process layer requires the input from presentation layer and validate the data to perform different process by applying various business rules also there. Thus, for the further requires for the interactions of the storage logic and to maintain here additional data here. There are some following are some main components of this one, that is input output processing, then communication with storage, then business transactions and rules, and managing and balancing the loads here. Here, strong storage layer is responsible for the storage and retrieval of data on the request of the processing logic component. It is synonymous with the database management and system here also. The main components of this store layer are here data retrieval, DBMS, and data storage and read, write, or update here. Then there is next point is that is of cost associated with ERP implementation. Here the cost associated with the ERP implement is very high and also uh, requires detailed analysis of current business process and practices also here. Here, however, it is hard to decide correct cost of the ERP execution because it depends on the size and type of organization. It is requirements of the individual organizations here. Following are several costs associated with ERP here. First one is that is a purchase cost here. It is implementation not only include the purchase cost of ERP system, but also requires some of the sophisticated software and hardware tools to help support and successful implementation of ERP here. Then there is also second point is that is of cost of training and educational and personal here personnel. As all models are integrated in ERP, which is different from older practice, data entered by person from one department affect the decisions of the other departments. So to avoid mistakes and for better cross-functioning knowledge of the personal training is required there. Then there is a third point is that is of high salary to skilled worker here. Implementation of ERP demands the technical, interpersonal, and multifunctional skills, which is difficult to available in all personnel here. For that, company has to pay high wage to special employees with the above qualities here. The next point is testing the cost here. Testing ERP system to check its integrity with the different systems of your organization and integration among the different modula. Here ERP is required to have successful implementation also. So there are some above costs are direct costs and associated with the ERP also. Then there are some explained here. Indirect costs are as follows here. First one is that is of data conversion and analysis cost here. Data is related to the material, then design of product, supply resources in legacy system are required to convert in compatible and format of ERP system here. Along with the that data of ERP combines with the external system for analytical processing, which stored in data warehouse. It is also difficult to refresh the data every day in a big data warehouse. This problem can be solved by customs programming, but that may disturb the budget also. There is next point is that is of customization cost here, indirect cost here, customization cost here. Many organizations want some modules of the ERP to work on their unique ways, but as all the modules are integrated, it is not always possible that the ERP handles all these changes easily. For that extra staff with the special skill is required to customize the software as per their own needs also. The next point is that is of post ERP depression. That is here as ROI, that means return on investment of ERP, is is not instant and working process is different from old process. It creates the panic among the employees and business goes into the sudden involuntary muscular contractions also. There is next point, there are some challenges in ERP implementation. And those challenges, as the package of ERP here is very complex and it takes several years and thousands of dollars for successful implementation. And execution with the proper planning will end up in being corporate root channels, not upper hand. Following are some major encounters in ERP implementation. So there are some here implementation challenges are there. First one is top management commitment here. Implementation of ERP is not just changing of software system, but it is the effort of reposition of the company and business process transformation also. So, very visible and well-defined commitment of top management must require there. This is the first challenge of the top management commitment here. Then second challenge is that is a business process re-engineering. Here, while implementing the enterprise resource planning, re-engineering of current corporate process is required to the finest corporate process standard because ERP is developed on the finest practices also followed in the industry. So if the ERP package cannot adopt organization technique or unique process, then organization must have to change its procedures also. There is third challenge that is of integration here. Here are some check for your progress. What are the components of data management? Here is the third integration that is systems integration here. Sometimes the unique needs of the company may not be covered by the ERP. Then the company must have to use special third-party software to complete the software for satisfying the unique needs also here. Then it also ERP acts as the backbone in the case of, and this integration is must be challenging in the ERP implementation here. There is a fourth point or challenging is that is implementation time and cost also. Here, ERP software has a lot of models which can be also or may not be implemented as single time also here. The global implementation team need to determine the common requirements for all plants typically and on on an average ERP implementation time is 14 months and needs 150 consultants here. Concerning incorporation plans to implement ERP in all 10 plants, expecting 5 to 8 years here. For this long period of time, huge amount of money has to be invested on retaining the trained personnel. Then as far as the total cost is concerned, total implementation cost will be 4 to 5 times higher than the purchase cost due to the various factors as explained here in the section 1.7 here. Then there is next point is the case study is given here for implementation in Nestle USA. Here is the 1 billion US subsidiary of Nestle SA. that is Nestle in the USA in 1997. It started on ERP implementation project with the name of BEST, that is Business Excellence through System Technology, BEST, Business Excellence System Technology here, with expected implementation and time of 6 year. Budget was $200 million for 5 SAP modules were there. Then it has the purchase, sales, distribution, financial, and accounts receivable and accounts payable. That is BR and BP. It has 9 dissimilar general ledgers and 28 customer entry points prior to ERP. Then at the final goal was to drop down about the number of here general ledgers and customers here to one. Before the implementation of ERP, Nestle USA was not acted as one unit. All units were free to take their decisions. And one of the results from this practice was Nestle in USA's different unit used to pay 29 different price for variation, vanilla also there, to same vendor, and also identification code of the item vanilla was different in unit, which was biggest problem in the headquarters of business analysis here. Then you will find that there are some here points here, that is the while implementing the implementation of ERP, Nestle USA has made several major mistakes, large mistakes that almost doom the project also. To develop the best business here, to develop the best business practice in Nestle USA, a team of 10 senior IT professionals and 50 top executives and was made there. In 1999, by the time of implementation, employees started resisting the change, and by early in 2000, it became the disaster as the employees do not knew how to use the process. Another mistake was ignorance of divisional executives in planning and development of system also there. The problem did not stick at the employee level. Technical difficulties began during the rollout and as integration points between modules were overlooked by the project team also. Here the Nestle USA was forced to halt the rollout and transfer the project manager to the Switzerland by June 2000. After frequent meetings of the top 19 stakeholders in 3 days, they realized that they would need modify the project by shaping project timeline around the activities rather than end date here. The program ran till April 2001 and outcome was blueprint of the project, which was finally make the project implementation successful. As of 2002, Nestle USA appealed that they had reorganized the saving of $325 million with a significant enhancement in the process like supply chain and forecasting also. So in this way, this was the case study of Nestle here. Now at the end of this unit, you are also given here summary. Then there are some key concepts are there also. You must write down those key concepts because those key concepts are very important here. Here is the first key concept is that is of ERP implementation. Then second is, this is the only concept here, the concept. There are also some exercises and questions. What is enterprise? What are the ERP packages? Who are the fundamental players in the ERP showcase? So these are some exercise and questions are also there. Fourth question is, that is of what are the expressions behind the dangerous development of ERP advertise. Fifth is, why is it said that ERP framework is adaptable? Sixth question is, what are the elements that are basic accomplishment of the ERP usage? And last seventh question is, that is, what are the limitations of ERP? Then you will find the next unit. It is, that is unit number 3 here, ERP and MRP. Here there are some objects, unit objects are there. First it is, that is unit objects are given here. Introduction, enterprise system overview, evolution, hazards and advantages, essential innovations matters are to be known. Then ERP is acronym that stands for the Enterprise Resource Planning Program. Then the ERP shows the case evaluated to be in the belt of $18 billion in the year 2000. Numerous inspectors feel that the present overall business conditions things organizations say to suit the individual needs of the considerable number of customers here. There are some here, you are given here the unit objective, define ERP, then no ERP business need, then MRP, then here MRP second resource planning. What is ERP here? It is a course of action that states the enduring needs of the relationship by solidarity, organizing the distinctive components of an affiliation using system, opinion, and affiliation. Then ERP software is an instance ready-made software. Typically, it is not extremely basic that one thinks that it is simple to have a specially designated designed for the specific organization also. It is for the shipping, then orders finishing, then invoicing, manufacturing, that is bill of material, BOM, then request for procurement, then general record, etc. Then ERP arranges here, so that is of the valuable modular solidly. It isn't just bring in the share charge of information over the valuable models also. And there is also next point is, that is of here the prompt basic upgrade and the utilize of procedure perspectives are there. Why ERP? Despite of overwhelming the specialization required ERP usage, numerous associations throughout the world went for ERP activities, that is enterprise resource planning. As honestly executed, ERP course of action would pay for the staggering, very boundlessly, and consistently sensible, speedy, since ERP games plans, purposes, and entire various level requirements not selected. Here, islands of the relationship are there. ERP introduction being the another culture, union, and forward to affiliation. After ERP introduction, the line chief would never again need to seek after information, verify the consistency uh, to principles also here. Is striking that an inside and out executed ERP can guarantee these focal points, paying little heed to the likelihood that the affiliation is multi-plant, multi-range over all process crossing territory also here. Affiliation today stands up the twin troubles of globalization and everything life cycle also here. That is, globalization has incited extraordinary levels of contention to face such resistance productive organizations here. And then there are some here points of the average life cycle called a predictable arrangement also there. Then there are marketing production, HRD, need work with the irregular conditions and plain without the dropping flexibility also there. There, and that is the next point is what is the need of ER for P? Need for ERP here. Here the affiliations today stand up to twin troubles are here of globalization and condensed life cycle. Globalization has incited unique common levels of competition. To face these such contentions, successful associations should be after the best business practice in the business also. The second need is that is of contracted life cycle call for steady arrangement there. And here, manufacturing facility, super capable coordinations and control and better organization of the entire here creation of organization is also there. Then the third point is that is of here given that is the definitive unit for instance back displaying the creation of human resource progression uh, criteria needed to work with the strange conditions of fuse without losing flexibility. Fourth point or need of ERP is the structure of ERP with affiliation wide point of view of business strategies. Then business need information and flexibility meet the socializations respectively. On one of the progression in enrolling and correspondence channel is giving all the more firmly joining among them also. So these are some need for ERP. Then here point number 3.5 definition of ERP is your various definitions are given of here ERP, such as Kumar et al. In 2000, characterize here ERP frameworks as the configurable data frameworks bundle that uh, synergize data and it is also here the database action inside the diagonally and over alteration zones in the organization. At Masari and Jairi in 2000, they have defined the ERP speaks to an ideal endure, wide innovation framework and fundamental engineering of an ERP framework expands on the application. One database and brought here together the interface over a whole undertaking here. Third definition by Nah et al. 2001, he has given that stated that the ERP framework is normally characterized as a bundle company programming framework that encourages an enterprise to contract with the useful and successful use of resources that is material, HR, fund, and so forth by giving an aggregate coordinated answer for the relative data handling and demand through the process arranged through here also steady over the organization. So these are the definitions of here ERP given. Then there is the next point is that is what is the evolution of ERP? Here the concept of ERP, that is enterprise resource planning, is like a new and advanced and very effective strategic tool uh, output of over 40 years. This is a result of persistent changes into the then accessibility system overseas business all the more productivity, then they pour more with the improvements and creations in the data innovation field also. There is the next point is this pre-material requirement planning here, MRP stage here. Before the year 1960s, organizations for the most part depended on the conventional methods of overseeing stock to guarantee level working of the association. These hypotheses are famously acknowledged. Classical inventory management or scientific inventor say control methods. The arrangement of ERP base here developed on the material planning system. Then here you will find that the arrangement of this was in 1980. There are different stages through the which the development procedure has to be expressed here. Then there are some different periods of the improvement of the arranging framework in connection to time and developing the idea of ERP. Here is the next point is material requirement planning, MRP. It was the key idea of the production planning and control in the midst of 1970s, and it was reflected in the principal step in advancement of ERP. It get together process of including a huge number of parts. For example, car make promoted expensive, promoted prompted expensive stocks here. Requirement to cut down substantial stock levels related with this enterprise prompted with the early MRP frameworks that arrange the request discharge. Then such arranged request discharges guaranteed appropriate time expressing and exact arranging of the sub-get together things, then considering the complex and sub-gathering to get together connections described also here. Then there are also some points of here that is the MRP material requirement planning is there. Then there are some points are given here. Material requirement planning MRP, manufacturer resource planning MRP second here. Then there is also here the point of here third point is enterprise resource planning ERP. Then there is extended ERP. Then there is also enterprise resource planning ERP second. This is given in your figure 2 stages of ERP evolution. Here the example is given here. In your example, you will find that a general delineation is a bicycle make here. For create 100 bicycles, one wants 200 wheels here, 100 foot pedals, and two or three an enormous number of spokes here. On a given day, a plant may be have 40 units of complete bicycles in stock, 57 units of wheels, 43 units of foot pedals, and 879 units of spokes here. If the plant is to be assembled, 20 units of bicycles for accompanying in 4 days of age, wrangles is here a non-irrelevant issue. In case of pre-demand of additional parts is in like manner to be viewed as one can picture the discharge nature of it. A regular car plant with hundreds of here not large numbers are there. Number of components needs here also. MRP frameworks conveys this need, utilizing the handling of here energy of species also there. Then you are also given here the base of store lead times and request amounts of calculation to be actualized bill of material, that is BOM, and blast material resource planning frameworks carried extensive required to further uh, turbulent procedure of material arranging in separate assembling process also. And now we shall stop here because here is the next subject MMG 404 here. Here also basically MRP intends the solidarity, then Iran of assembling along the material requirement planning framework was embraced by the companies for production and support information of BOM here, that is bill of material for all items and parts inside the association. MRP then was the extension of bill of material preparing here. Uh, then we shall stop here because the next subject is for over here, that is of MMG 404, that is services of operating management here also. We shall stop here. There is also which is the wise arrange administration, but that uses companies based administration and competitive components improving it. Here is the 3.6.3 MRP second manufacturing resource planning here. There are some characteristics of development from original MRP frameworks was the assembling arranging frameworks MRP second that tended to whole assembling here also. We shall stop here because next unit is here of MMG 404 service operations management. हे 403